Kicked out of Canada at the ripe old age of 6, Ryan Colman, along with his brother Tyler, mom Chantel, dad Don, and his 2 dogs, hopped on an Air Canada flight to Danville, California. In search of a better life, the Colman family traveled over 2,500 miles, ultimately settling in Danville, California. Now, while they may not have been kicked out of Canada or immigrated because of quality of life, people have stories to tell, especially immigrants. Stories of change, acceptance, persecution, and more. Here's Ryan Colman's. In 2008, Ryan Colman and his family moved to Danville, California after his dad's job had relocated him to the Bay Area. He says he remembers a lot of Canada, and when I asked him about a specific memory, he said he came up with some dumb story of him in kindergarten building a big tower of blocks, which ultimately fell on his head. But frankly, this project isn't about Colman's building block story. Instead, it's about Ryan's immigration story. While Ryan's immigration story doesn't connect to many of the key themes, the one that he can relate to is immigrant versus migrant. Ryan is an immigrant, someone who's moved to the foreign country with the intention of settling there. He says he wants to stay in the U.S., specifically California after college, and when I asked him why, he said without a pause, the weather. I also asked him if he'd experienced any adversity as an immigrant, but told me he hasn't experienced any of that since coming to the U.S., partly because he says he looks American. When I asked him what I should take away from this interview, he said the process it takes to become a citizen. Ryan is currently trying to become a U.S. citizen and says he's currently waiting, a step in the 7-year process. I asked Ryan what he thought of this extensive process, asking if he thought it was just and what his opinions on it were. He told me he definitely thought it could be improved, specifically shortening the time it takes to become a citizen, but says he mostly agrees with the current process. Through interviewing my friend, I've learned everyone's got a story to tell. Whether an immigrant or not, people want their stories to be heard. In this aspect, we're all alike, and through this, we can connect with others and create relationships. Anyway, there's Colman's story.